Hi students. Today's story is, this unit is called Inventive Solutions. And we can see in the picture that this lady is so happy. She has some kind of a device. Maybe it's like a radio or a lamp. And then this guy has a solar panel. This is what I think. But I'm going to read the caption here. Romine Miniaka Wright learns how to make a solar lamp in Tingniput, India. So he's making a solar lamp, and I'm not quite sure how these technologies work together. So we're going to take a look at pages 22 and 23, and it starts off by saying explore the theme. So before you read, you're supposed to look at these pictures and think about it. So these are inventions. The first invention is language. So as you know, we didn't used to have language until somebody started talking and deciding it was a good thing. I don't know how language came about, but maybe it was about a million years ago. Then we know for sure that in approximately 3200 to between 3500 and 3200, we had the invention of writing. I'm wondering how many years ago people started writing in your language. Then in 1439, we had the printing press. So because of the printing press, we could make books and newspapers. And then we had the motor car, and that was around 1886. And then we had the World Wide Web. It started, I guess, in 1989, the World Wide Web. And your teacher, Elizabeth, me, I bought my first computer in 1989. So I got my first computer when only a few people had computers. Likewise, I see how this works. The wheel was invented in 3500 BC, and the match was invented in 1826. I think a long time ago, before 1826, people made a fire by rubbing two stones together. Antibiotics, which helped save the lives of millions of people, I think was in 1929. After World War I, they had antibiotics that saved the lives of a lot of people. And the personal computer came out in 1974. That was probably only for engineers. I don't remember many regular people having a personal computer. Okay, so let's read the parts, and we're going to start down here with this one, I guess. I start here because the heading is so big. It's called What's the World's Greatest Invention? The publishing company Raconteur asked over 400 people to name the world's most important inventions. Here are the top 10. Some inventions, like the car, make everyday life easier. Medical inventions, such as antibiotics, save lives. Others, like the smartphone, change the way we communicate. Yes, we need new inventions because they help us every day. And the number one invention? According to survey results, the greatest invention of all time is the World Wide Web, followed by the printing press and the wheel. Well, because the World Wide Web is the reason the World Wide Web is so popular and the printing press is so popular is that people love to save information, to share information, to write and to read. The wheel is so popular because, as you know, people like going places. Now, after I read that part, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to read about each of these inventions. The wheel. No one knows who invented the wheel. Wow, surprise. But historians believe that it first appeared in Mesopotamia around 3500 BC. Today, wheels are used for transportation and in energy generating equipment. Yes, we need a wheel to get electricity, especially if the electricity comes from a river. We also use the wheel for cars. We use this shape in all kinds of machines to make machines run. In 1439, Johannes Gutenberg, it's a German name or Swiss name, I'm not sure. Johannes Gutenberg invented a new type of printing press in 1439. He based his design on existing technologies, but his invention had movable type. like a typewriter, like a keyboard. This made the printing process much faster. Soon, thousands of books were being printed on his presses throughout Europe and later the world. That was in 1439. Now, can you guess the number one book that was printed? It was the Bible. So the first books that came out were the Bible, and then maybe some newspapers. Okay. In the 1980s, scientists at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, needed an efficient way to access each other's work. Remember, access means get. Efficient means time saving, so it doesn't take time. It's efficient. Tim Berners-Lee, a software, so I'm going to start again. So we focused on this vocabulary for a second. So I'm going to start again. In the 1980s, scientists at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, needed an efficient way to access each other's work. Tim Berners-Lee, a software engineer at CERN, created a system that made it easy to share information. In 1989, he had the idea of creating a similar system for the whole world. This became the World Wide Web, what most people today call the Internet. Thank you, Tim Berners-Lee, for creating the Internet in 1989, or it said in the 1980s. I don't know exactly what time. This is a decade, the 80s. The 90s is another decade, D-E-C-A-D-E. Okay, that's all for today. See you later. Bye.